Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gauchos. Talking investing shows completely out of pocket. I put money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back with the boys. We got another hot episode for you today.
Yes, sir. What's up, Big Gauchos? It's your boy Big Gaucho Tyler. We got another banger video for you guys. Let's go.
What's up, Big Gauchos? It is Big Gaucho Dave. I am back from the hospital. If you didn't realize, last episode, the Big Gauchos, Austin and Tyler, found me passed out drunk in the library because I have finals coming up. And they took me to the hospital to get my stomach pumped, and now I'm feeling totally fine again. So, thanks for the Big Gauchos saving my life. And yeah, we got some pretty good stuff. So let's get started.
Yep. Thanks for the Big Gauchos and thanks for charcoal. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so we can get into this story. And you guys take it away.
So the first piece of news we have is Wendy's is coming back to the United Kingdom. They haven't been there since 2001, where they closed all their restaurants because the overhead cost was too much and they weren't producing as much revenue, so it wasn't worth it financially. But now they're coming back and they are planning to open over 400 stores, and they're trying to compete with McDonald's and Burger King, which I guess is pretty big in the UK for whatever reason. I don't think those are really that good, but I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Wendy's is definitely a staple here. They screwed up by getting rid of the biggie bag, the $5 biggie bag. That was a mistake, but it's cool to see that they're returning to the UK. It's definitely an underserved market. They really do like the American fast food internationally for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing, the thing about Wendy's, yeah, they messed up with the 4 for 4. They got rid of the double stacker, and then they essentially bumped that up to the $5 biggie bag. So now the $5 biggie bag is essentially the old 4 for 4. So you're essentially paying $1 extra, which is kind of not worth it in my opinion. And then they got rid of the 2 for 5, which you could get 2 sandwiches for $5, which that was a really good deal. I like the 2 for 5 quite a lot. So yeah, I'm kind of upset with Wendy's right now, personally.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, used to be a go-to, but they always mess up the nuggets and give me the regular instead of the spicy. So it's really off-putting, honestly.
Wendy's has a lot of potential to go overseas in the UK. What will cost them is if they do not incorporate the 4 for 4, the biggie bag, and the double stack, how they originally brought it to the US, because that's what basically put them back on the map. That's just the truth. I never had until I heard about the 4 for 4. That's what brought me in, and now I can't like not eat them. I love Wendy's.
It's true. But honestly, the burgers are trash, but if it's $4, I don't really care.
Yeah, and then the 2 for 5. The 4 for 4, you're perfect. But now I think Wendy's is finally understanding that they are losing way too much money on this food because no one else is buying anything else. So who knows? Maybe this might repeat again in Europe, where it's just now the cost. But opening 400 stores is pretty big, to be honest, right out the gate. So hopefully they can afford to.
Well, it's going to be 400 over a couple of years, but
it's not going to be all. I thought it was all at once.
No, yeah,
that's my bad on that one.
Yeah, that'd be hopefully would be very aggressive.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. They'd be coming for heads. But I mean, hopefully successful, so maybe they come back to the US and like lower their prices and give back what we want.
Yeah, Wendy's stock is actually at an all-time high out of since they IPO'd in 1981. It's at an all-time high right now, even though it's down on the day. So, not necessarily going to be buying for value on this one. But if you are trying to get into it, could be a decent long-term hold if you think that fast food restaurants are your bread and butter, and could be a stable addition to your portfolio. Honestly, I think it's a buy.
So a little bit. Buy. I just hope they go into Scotland or Ireland. I feel like that would be a really big boon because they're redheaded over there, and Wendy's is redheaded, so I feel like they would really merge culturally.
Yeah, lots of good science involved there. It makes sense.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, hopefully they get Baconators over there too, and you guys can make some money if you get in on it. But we'll buy some calls on Wendy's tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
All right, but we might also be checking out some of those automakers because they got some big news coming out too about why there's such a shortage of vehicles all the time.
Oh yeah, so this has kind of been the talk of the year. So a lot of makers such as Ford, GM, and a lot of electric vehicle companies as well, like Tesla, have been having shortages of chips. basically the whole industry is just, completely run out. And a big factor to that was because about 27,000 lost jobs in the auto industry that, basically manufacture those chips are basically gone now. So the the U.S. Commerce Secretary plans to hold a meeting May 20th with some pretty big names. Motors, Ford, and Stellantis NV are all going to be meeting to see how they can combat this shortage and bring manufacturing back to the U.S. So we'll see how this turns out. But what are you guys' thoughts on this? How is the auto industry going to fare?
Honestly, I stopped in there the other day with a friend because they wanted to look at some used cars. And I was just at a dealership and the lot was completely empty. I was like, "Are you guys going out of business?" They're like, "No, there's just such a big shortage that our used cars are like at an all-time expensive high."
Yeah.
And also they just don't have enough new cars to even keep stocked. Part of it is the interest rates being so low and the stimulus checks. People were already buying new cars like crazy, even if they didn't really need them. So there's a huge shortage on new and used cars because people just can't find anything to drive. So there's just shortages on housing, coffee, ammo, cars, pretty much everything. It's starting to get insane a little bit.
Yeah, a big part of for the auto, why there's a shortage on new vehicles, is because of the superconductor chip shortages. There's been reduced manufacturing, but it's also the effects of the tariffs that were imposed a couple years ago for China. So there's just a huge decrease in the supply of superconductor chips, which are needed for a bunch of electronics. And I was reading an article a couple days ago about, I think it was with Ford, that they have like a whole crapload of F-150s produced, brand new ones, but they're just sitting in some lot in like Tennessee or Kentucky or something because they don't have the chips to, fully program it. But it's a fully built vehicle. They have like thousands of them just sitting in like some lot, just waiting.
Yeah, I read that too, and I saw the pictures. They're all just parked on a racetrack.
Yeah.
It's like what they were doing with the airplanes when they all got grounded because there wasn't enough flights going out. But yeah, no, it's very true. And what I was also told by the people at it was a Chevy dealership. They were like, yeah, pretty much all of the automakers share the exact same chips from the same factory. So
Yeah.
it's really affecting everybody unless they somehow have a different source for these chips, but very unlikely. So it might be a good time to buy some automaker stocks if they're slipping, even though on paper technically the sales are really good. They could flood the market.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking Lordstown Motors would be my buy based off of this.
That's surprising.
I love it. You gotta plug it every now and then.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
to.
every now and then. They broke
Yeah.
my heart, but I still have a secret love for them. But honestly, like Ford and General Motors, they're definitely some great companies, and in the long run, they'll definitely get over this. But I definitely would be cautious on it. But I'd probably make it a buy, especially Lordstown. It's a buy.
Yeah, I would. I would
it.
make sure. I would make sure when you're looking at Wendy's, you buy Lordstown. But anyway,
It's a
we'll have to.
$7 stock. Come on, guys, you can buy it.
Yeah,
Would
you
you
can buy
rather-
some. Come on.
Would you rather buy a $7 stock or buy it 4 for 4?
Would you rather have?
Oh,
Would you rather
man,
have
that's-
dinner? Would you rather have dinner or help Tyler inflate the price of Lordstown stock?
Dude,
Take your pick.
It's just good time.
Well, hopefully those chips can come back so Tyler can make some money back. But we'll see if the biggest winners, the biggest losers, and the sleepers come back too, because those are also very important.
Ooh, let's hit that soundtrack.
Ooh,
Sheesh. All right.
sheesh.
All right. What's we got at number one here? This is a very popular stock lately, and I know who put it up there. His name is Tyler.
No, that's actually me.
Yeah,
Oh, it was Dave.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm taking this one, Dave. So number one, we got Coinbase Global Incorporated coin up 11.28%. Of the cryptocurrency market has been exploding right now. So we're talking about Ethereum at all times. We're talking about Litecoin about to break all-time highs. Bitcoin's floating around 60,000 yesterday. So what does that mean for investors? That means Coinbase, the biggest exchange right now, is taking in a lot of gains. So That being said, a lot of fees, a lot of people selling. They're making good money. The revenue for quarter, I think quarter 2 now or quarter. We're still in quarter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
quarter 2 now.
quarter 2 is gonna be very nice. So yeah, I definitely think as of right now, it is a buy. It's right in that 200. What is that? 270 range right now.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
really know.
So yeah, I mean,
it could be a decent buy if you believe in crypto long term, but if you believe in that crypto winter where, it's all going to slow down and everything's going to be dead, then, maybe you want to wait a little bit to buy. Totally up to you.
not
All
totally
I'm
will not
hearing,
buy.
all I'm hearing is Coinbase is going to be the new Wall Street once the U.S. dollar becomes inflated from, all our spending. We'll just be trading in Dogecoins and other random coins.
I have to buy a house in
I couldn't
Dogecoin
agree
next
more.
year. Oh boy. Yeah, not unusual. What's this number 2?
Number 2 is Credit Corp, BAP, up 10.2%, and they're essentially a financial holding company in Peru. They do a bunch of things like insurance and loans and other things. So it's kind of unique.
Yeah, very cool one. And they can't all be so lucky. What do we got for big losers?
Yeah, we got
Ooh.
a couple big ones. The first one we have is Recursion Pharmaceuticals, RXRX, minus almost 17%. And they are pretty much, brand new to the market. They IPO'd earlier this year, and they had a pretty crummy day today, unfortunately. And then number 2, we have Coty Incorporated, COTY, down 13%. And they're essentially a luxury beauty company. They do like perfumes and other, makeup stuff. I don't know. It's kind of girly, but if you're into that, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. But check those out. We also got sleepers coming up, and the last one's pretty funny. I just saw that.
Sleep.
Sleep. So number 1, we have Dell Technologies. Dell, build computers, good stuff. They're always going up, and technology always goes up, especially nowadays. So definitely a buy. What's number 2?
Yep, definitely. Number 2, we got Berkshire Hathaway Class A, Berk A. This is always kind of a buy. Berkshire is one of the ones that made pretty decent money today, so not bad.
Yeah, if you have a couple $100,000 left over, think about buying some Class A.
Yeah, because you can't buy a fraction, so you got $250,000 burning a hole in your pocket.
Oh, it's more than that. It's 400 plus.
Oh, well, shows what I know.
And then number 3, we have Aerotyne International, ticker ART, and they're essentially a high-tech firm out of the Midwest, and they are developing radar technologies that have huge implications in military and also, just normal day life.
It is a huge potential for you to invest at least $4 to $5 million in this stock. It's 2 brothers out of the Midwest.
Yeah, and I mean it's only a penny, so there's very little downside risk. So see what's in.
Yep, the name of that company is Aerotyne International. It's a cutting-edge tech firm awaiting imminent patent approval on the next generation of radar detectors that have both huge military, civilian, and military applications right now.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, what else is great stuff is we got an ad from Anchor coming in hot because they always sponsor us no matter what we pull. So let's hit that ad. All right. Well, we got no new additions to the bankruptcy boneyard as usual. Everything's really slow right now. Blah, 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 blah. I took the dub today very successfully after that crazy wipeout of that 300-point gain today. So, I'm the greatest ever. And that being said, I will be picking the close today at 34,742. Thank you and good night.
Okay. I'm thinking we're gonna break 35,000. It'll hit one of these days. 35 G's, closing it.
35 G's. All right. You. I thought you were gonna win today, and then I saw that drop.
I was supposed to win
minute.
today.
Yeah, you were. You had it all day.
All right. I guess I'll go down. I'll say it's gonna go down to 34,000 flat, and we'll see what happens.
Ooh, let's see it.
700-point drop.
I like it.
Holy moly.
Spicy.
That's a bold prediction for a bold man, but you're going to have to see what happens. We want to thank everyone who was listening. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave us a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com if you want to send us an investing tip. We might put on a show. It's how to do it.
All right, Big Gauchos, quick disclaimer because we love disclaimers. We're not licensed brokers, so everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. With that being said, please invest safely, Big Gauchos. We are not liable for any lost gains, but we're directly liable for all you already know major gains. So do your due diligence. Please like and subscribe. We are growing every day, about to break 200 subscribers. Big Gaucho merch shop coming out soon. And Dave, let the viewers know our amazing Instagram.
Yeah, so the Instagram is @BigGauchos. Just check it out. You won't regret it. If you do, you're probably a lizard person. So yeah, just check it out.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want to be a lizard person, that's for sure. But you do want to be listening to us on all streaming services on the go. We're on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, or you can add us to our own RSS feed. Make sure, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if it's rating 1 to 5 stars, do not accept anything less than 4.5 stars. And leave us a review. Tell us who your favorite Big Gaucho is. Boys, anything else to add before we leave?
Big Gauchos, big gains.
Yep. Buy Aerotyne on
Good for the
Pink
heart, good
Sheets.
for the pocket.
And we're out.